It was meant to be a shining celebration of the newly minted King Charles III bonding with his loyal subjects down under. But the opening days of the British monarch's first official tour across Australia since ascending the throne has instead devolved into an embarrassing televised spectacle, with Today show host Karl Stefanovic unleashing an unrelenting torrent of crass mockery skewering Prince Harry over his strained relationship with the royal family. In a series of increasingly brazen segments littered with snide asides and taunting digs, the irreverent broadcaster has transformed the solemn visit into an impromptu roast of Harry and Meghan's perceived transgressions against the firm, inciting both backlash and raucous support for his shameless ribbing of the ostracized prince's petty criticisms and prima donna antics. Looks like the green and peasant-free pastures down under won't provide much refuge from cold hard reality for Harry reevaluating that whole truth-bombing family therapy through Oprah shtick. Stefanovic declared during the very first morning beaming live footage of King Charles touring Sydney's iconic Opera House, before pivoting toward lambasting Harry's shadowy presence looming over commemorative proceedings. "I mean, come on mate, even your most fervent defenders must find it richly ironic watching your more prudent dad and brother joyously greeting the same warm welcoming crowds you eagerly scorned and abused with all that tawdry royal truthering fallout," the anchor continued with acid sarcasm flooding syllables. "Especially from the blokes now cleaning up your tantrums while reassuring folks back home the whole delightfully anachronistic circus remains very much still open carrying on." Stefanovic's full-throated bravado bashing Prince Harry with blistering frankness caught many viewers off guard initially, generating smattering of shocked titters from the studio audience. But the unflappable host remained steadfastly undeterred by crew discomforts, swiveling cameras away, leaning forward defiantly over his news desk while issuing diabolical grins indicating he'd only just gotten warmed up roasting renegade royals. Don't even get me started about the Commonwealth realm's new sovereign fulfilling leadership obligations across former colonial outposts that Harry's mates were desperate cancelling over some foggy understanding about Indigenous empowerment ideals, he declared, pivoting wands unsheathed at another perceived royal hypocrisy. Which clearly shouldn't apply, making him jet off curtsying these formerly oppressed hereditary rulers. "That's what we call taking a principled stand for social justice by sulking at unconscionable generational wealth in California." Such incendiary airs never really dissipated over ensuing days, covering the regal tour's continuing itinerary across Sydney, Melbourne, Perth and other Commonwealth realm cities. No matter the happy ceremony or saccharine photo op unfolding, Stefanovic persistently found ways mischievously trolling his least favorite resident of Montecito whenever Charles crossed another local milestone off the royal docket, getting dutifully applauded. Here's Papa Charlie faithfully upholding crown obligations like a proper patriarch, not shirking birthright responsibilities, citing trigger warnings about colonialism or whatever fresh delusions currently rotting those two oddballs' sheltered brains this week, he cackled while the king laid a ceremonial wreath honoring Australian war casualties. Meanwhile, Harry's off narrating bloated metaphors about how architectural marvels represent imprisonment for his poor fragile psyche or some such drivel. Beyond pithy editorial broadsides against the disgraced Duke of Sussex during the regular reportage, Stefanovic began preceding and concluding each multi-city broadcast installment with unapologetically trollish Harry roast sessions in full-length comedic sketch form. These increasingly unhinged soliloquies delivered straight to camera seemed targeted, not even veiling contempt for the self-exiled royal and his wife, lambasting them as disloyal narcissists exemplifying humanity's worst impulses toward petulance. I think we can all agree watching King Charles receive a proper people's celebration across the Commonwealth drives home how little this privileged Hollywood renegade understands perspective or duty beyond his own sheltered whims, the host sneered on one lengthy skewering opening an episode. A brave Invictus veteran now whinging about emotional frigidity and lack of adoring affirmation from cold courtly manners, more machine than family? Pathetic, even by bratty rich kid memoir standards. Stefanovic appeared to relish performing these indecent unchecked comedic expositions as each rambling barb landed more incendiary than its predecessor, whether railing about genetic lottery brats renouncing entire lineages over petty grievances, or two spoiled minor royals with self-entitlement compulsions dwarfing their marginal relevance. He even elevated the schadenfreude, gleefully picturing Harry catching whiffs of negative coverage. Right about now, that poor tortured chap is probably whining about perceived backstabbings from his own blood while an entire continent celebrates their British heritage with effusive pride, giving two rucks about his latest soul-bearing pity party, mocked a howling Stefanovic while riffing off widely circulated footage showing passionate Aussie crowds swarming King Charles's cavalcade. Not even Oprah coddling him could rescue such an emasculated Oedipus complex. Perhaps most notably, the morning program's infamous host devoted multiple heated spiels excoriating what he denounced as outrageous audacity from Meghan and Harry over past declarations seeking apologies from the royal household over racism allegations. On 3 separate occasions, Stefanovic unambiguously eviscerated their truth-bombing campaign as the disgraceful, entitled slander, perpetrated against a centuries-old institution binding multiple democratic societies representing modern socio-cultural ethics. For what, exactly, do these 2 outrageous confectionists feel so righteously aggrieved demanding contrition and institutional reform like revolutionary Robespierre's? Stefanovic sputtered with visceral contempt. Having not received sufficient allowances coddling their rich kid delusions beyond a sprawling 700-year-old dynasty's stoic imperfections? However shall the lavish taxpayer stipends atoning such abject inhumanities get disbursed ASAP to salve these 2's wounded privileged narcissisms? Even by more forgiving assessors underscoring today's host merely venting reasonable commentary reflecting shared public exasperations, the segment's overtly hostile mocking rhetoric frequently breached good taste and professional decorum. They didn't flinch portraying Harry's every gripe against an antiquated system as misguided cries for excessive indulgence beyond what even Aussie larrikins would consider fair dinkum, reducing his grievances to petty tantrums of a scornful ingrate. No matter Harry's pop psychologist justifications defecting from tradition, this Cromagnon exhibitionism cannot hide fundamental absence of nobility in character, declared Stefanovic at one point, practically spitting vitriol while gazing straight down the camera barrel. A man who'd abandon brothers in arms built upon towering legacies cementing pillars holding up twin hemispheres of democracy. For what? Serving his own selfish neediness betrays basic principles driving human maturity.